tab. There's a video from CNN I wanted to watch. So if you guys don't know, this is Jake Novak. Okay, this is Jake Novak. This guy was, and what we got a notification of? Ludwig uploaded. Oh, cool. So he was a guy who did this really funny video on TikTok, or at least I found it funny. I found it interesting. What he was doing, but not everybody else did, and they kind of gave him some crap for it, man. Like he kind of got roasted hard. Like homeboy kind of got real messed up, and so we're gonna watch this video here and just see what it's all about. This interview with CNN.
Novak is an actor and performer who recently posted a TikTok he made addressed to SNL creator Lorne Michaels.
I want to be the next SNL cast member, and here's why I should be a contender. Hi, Lorne Michaels, I'm Jake Novak, and I know that you're feeling the heat because your roster lost Cade, Kyle, 80, and Pete. That means you got an open seat, and I feel I ought to be feeling it, because when it comes to comedy songs, I kind of been killing it.
So, first off, I think the song is catchy. I don't know about anyone else, but I find it catchy. Jake Novak did a great job. Like, it's creative, it's unique, it's him putting himself out there. I think it's pretty solid.
So the video went viral, but not for the reasons Jake Novak wanted. People on TikTok piled on, calling it cringy, making fun of him. And then the story doesn't end there. Since then, people went and actually filmed Jake Novak at his work. Ever since then, Jake Novak has not been posting, but
So I didn't know this like until like the other day when it came on my TikTok feed that he got like crap tons of hate for this video. Like I was scrolling and a comedian actually like shared like, hey, it's not cool to go to somebody's work, which it's not. That's kind of a crap move to go stalk somebody like that. And then to film them at their job without their consent is also weird and gross. But so Jake Novak stopped posting because of all this hate he kind of got from this video. And it's a unique, creative, fun video.
other people have been reposting the video endlessly. So what is it like to get thrust into the viral spotlight? Jake, thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much for having me, John.
So I wanted to talk to you after this week. I opened up TikTok and I saw a video that someone took of you at work. And I'd seen your video before, and then I saw that video and I thought it was so messed up. It was such a violation of your...
Is it wrong of me to eat Pringles during this moment? Because I'm gonna eat some Pringles. My big old ear sticking out there. Wow.
privacy. It was so cruel that someone would do that. Why do you think so many people focused on your video?
You know, I've been trying to figure that out for a while now. I think there's a part of it where, you know, there was a real earnestness in.
Did you all hear him? And when he said, I've been trying to figure that out for a while now, you could hear just the sadness in that dude's voice. Like, to be beaten down like that. Whew. I feel bad for the dude.
The approach to that video, of just like, hey, like, I'm a person and I'm just like saying something that I actually, you know, want and am looking for myself, and like, here I am, you know, take me as I am. And that's not exactly like a typical way that people approach social media these days. I think there's a lot more of, you know, a lot of polish and, you know, like putting forward, you know, like this very, you know, sort of like very, very cool personas and things like that, which has ultimately not been very interesting to me. But I think that, you know, it was just sort of like maybe an easy target for people who were looking for someone to.
An easy target. Yeah, that is, man, like, there's so much crap on the internet of people who are just hateful and rude, because you can hide behind a screen, and it is one of the worst things out there. If you're one of those people who are just hateful and rude because you can hide behind a screen, y'all need some help.
Try and mess with on the internet.
Well, let's back up. Let's talk about how you got here. You're clearly trained as a singer, as an actor. Tell me about Jake Novak, the performer.
Well, sure. I mean, I started acting in plays and musicals when I was 9, and I started working like as a professional actor in Chicago, where I grew up. Shortly thereafter, and I've been doing this work ever since. I went to school and trained in theater, and I've been in LA working as a professional actor and singer and filmmaker for several years. So I've and I make my living doing this. I'm not a household name by any means, but I've been slowly and steadily just making my living doing this as my job for a long time. And pivoted to doing these sort of more TikTok style videos earlier this year for the first time, and started finding some success that way, and then also found myself in this kind of strange situation that we're talking about here today.
Well, let's talk about the strange situation. When did you
Sure.
realize that this video that you put out was getting attention?
Let's talk about the strange situation. Bad question. Like, terrible segue. I just didn't think it was a good segue.
But it wasn't getting the kind of attention that you wanted.
Yeah, it was pretty soon after the video came out. I mean, very quickly I saw it was getting a lot of attention, which was, of course that's great. As someone who creates content for the internet, you want to get eyeballs on the things you're doing. So I was encouraged by that at the start. But then I started noticing that a lot of the comments that were coming in were pretty significantly negative. But they also weren't like horrible. It was just like people saying, I don't think this is funny, or like, where are the jokes, right? It's like, okay, that's fine. Like, you don't have to think that everything that you see on the internet is
While we're watching this video, I'm gonna try and find it.
funny. So I just sort of like let those roll off a bit, and I was like, let's just let's just keep seeing where this goes. But pretty soon after that, it started turning from mostly harmless, like not nice comments, to really kind of nasty, harmful comments. And that was within a day, I think. And at that point, I really started to disengage from what was happening, because it just felt like it was about to go down a really weird path.
Let's talk about that weird
Yeah.
path. What is it like to get the spotlight put on you in this way that you wouldn't have wanted it to?
It's surreal and kind of disarming, honestly. I mean, to go from someone who is relatively anonymous. It's not like I had no TikTok followers or anything at the point.
So I found the video, and we're gonna pull it up here. We're not gonna watch the whole thing. If you watch the whole thing, you can go to his TikTok. But let's peruse through these comments here. Let's see. Let's move my head. Okay, move my head. Move the bar. Move the bar. Awesome. We're gonna zoom in. Can we zoom in on just the comments? There we go. Zooming in on them comments there. Okay. So first comment, you're a scumbag dag. Let me know when you want to do a depraved collab for Redemption Arc. That's kind of funny. That's a funny, good comment, because he's a character on TikTok. Jonathan, a resume. Saturday Night Live, give him a chance. That's kind of cool. Saturday Night Live, my fave. Jake Novak. See what I did there. IDK, why some of the comments are mean. This is incredible. You deserve to be on the show. Appreciate you. Okay. Hire him immediately. Haven't found a negative comment yet. The comment sections on the FYP have been so negative to people who do nothing wrong. This guy is great. Appreciate that a lot. First time seeing you, and you immediately got my vote. Anybody? They deserve several cookies. Okay, SNL, hire this man ASAP. Show him. Show needs this energy. Okay. Watchman 1. Keep it up, friend. How many TikTokers been on SNL before? I'd love that. I'd absolutely watch. Imagine Lauren, of all people, casting off TikTok. I'm rooting for you, babe. Hope you get an audition. It's funny. I honestly really like Pete Davidson on SNL. That's funny. Get it from Ryan John. Okay. These comments destroy my soul. I haven't found one comment that destroys my soul yet. I've been scrolling. So maybe they've been immediately no. Oh man. He's good though. What do you mean? He's like 8 years too late. Where is he funny though? Bro, nothing in this video is even good attempted a joke. Okay, okay. Yeah. My thing was saying no to this. Try and turn which parts of the punchlines. LOL, no. I mean, SNL can't get worse. Millennials try not being annoying super hard. Maybe just audition then. Where's the red buzzer thingy? Okay, interesting. Interesting. Okay, so there are, if this is satire, then it's genius. There are some negative comments. I've not seen any of like the typical like negative comments that I would be like. There's negative comments on anything anybody does. Crap, I've got negative comments before on stuff before. So just one of those things where it happens, but not justifying someone's bad behavior by any means. Because if you're a negative person, like you got some probs, broski. You got some probs. We're gonna resize the video. Back to watching.
Point that this video came out, but I was still, you know, if you stopped anybody on the street and said like, hey, do you recognize this guy, you'd probably be like, no. And that was fine. But you know, all of a sudden it went from being just a normal guy going about his life to I was like, I suddenly didn't know where I could like go in the world and feel just like not noticed. And mostly like when I was feeling like I might be noticed, I thought that, you know, there was going to be some sort of negative attention coming towards me. Like if there was somebody recognize me, you know, as you were talking about at work, it wasn't necessarily they're going to be like, oh, cool, there's that guy that I really like. I saw his things and I enjoy them. It's like, oh, there's that guy that like made a fool of himself on the internet. Like, let's go take pictures of him and laugh at him. I'm gonna send it to my friends and you know, just make.
So part of this, like he did get some backlash, negative comments, and he that's not cool. But there seems like there might be a little social anxiety in there too, which I mean is totally fair. Like you put something out there, you're super vulnerable on the internet, and then in public you start seeing strangers, and you're like, do they hate me? Like that's a legit fear, bro.
Make fun of this guy. So it just felt like I wasn't quite sure where I could feel safe just going about my day-to-day life.
Where you could be safe.
Let me ask you about the
That
negative
goes
attention, which
social
is,
anxiety, like I was
in
thinking.
your recent interview, you mentioned that you received a death threat, that people have been, you know, approaching you.
Oh boy,
in
got
real life,
death threats.
online. You know, what is the kind of
Sheesh, TikTok's crazy
that you've been getting?
I mean, there have been a lot of messages. You know, like I used to have a contact form on my website where, you know, was usually just a place like for.
Used to have a contact form. That means people abused it so much after this video, he took it down. Sheesh.
People to send an email if they wanted to, and this was something that got very little attention on the years that it was there, and suddenly it was just I was getting inundated with messages every week with people telling me, you know, either that I'm bad, like I need to. I'm very cringy. I need to stop doing what I'm doing. There was at least one person who wrote in the entire email was kill yourself. People who went on Instagram found some of my coworkers through the posts that I was tagged in on Instagram and sent them messages like asking about my well-being, and then sort of in ways that seemed like it might have questioned whether or not I was safe or alive, and that of course caused them a lot of concern about, you know, whether or not I was. And so it's been a really emotionally distressing thing. People are just sort of like finding whatever nooks and crannies they can get into to try to get to me or the people around me, and it's been really an unusual and yeah, just a very distressing thing. You know, it's one thing if you're going to put that attention on me, like you shouldn't do that, but okay. But if you're going to start,
yeah, like that, sheesh, like people are nuts. Like people are insane.
coming for the people in my life and just, you know, my friends, my family members, that's that's ridiculous. That's so uncalled for and completely unnecessary. It's like I made a video that you didn't enjoy. Like, you're welcome to just scroll along, and that just didn't seem to be the impulse for so many people. They had to
You're welcome to scroll along, literally, and it's so easy on TikTok. It's a swipe up, like it's as I knock over my cards, it is a up, up. That's all it is. Swipe up. Sheesh, man.
let everyone in my life, including me, know just how terrible they thought I was.
Why do you think people are doing that?
Because people are nut jobs. Like, why do you think people are doing that? Because they're insane. The internet can be insane.
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. I assume that there are folks who, for whom that's fun. And I guess that's their prerogative to think so. I don't understand why it would be, but I I really don't know. I've never had that kind of impulse, and I am pretty sure that I don't know anybody who ever has.
Are you going to go back on TikTok?
I plan to, yeah. I don't know exactly if it's going to be in the same way or with the same frequency as before. I'm still figuring those things out. I don't think that you can really go through, at least for me, I don't think I can go through an experience like this and just sort of get back on the horse and keep doing things exactly as I was before. There are going to be changes. I've changed in the way that I think about things and want to approach things. But I'm not done with it yet, not at all.
Do you have a message for people who saw your video and reacted in the way that they did?
I think the message is just like, you're welcome to not like it. Like, that's fine. There's not everything is for everybody. And I think that's something we forget a lot these days. Like, you see something come across your feed, right? And it's just like, it has to be the thing that's for you. You have to love it, otherwise you have to hate it. And that's just not true. Everyone's welcome to dislike things or have things not be to their taste. That's great. Have those preferences, have those tastes. There's just no reason to do anything more about it other than ignore it. And you're welcome to never want to look at anything that I post again. That's fine. I wish you well. But to creep into my life and privacy and things like that, there's just no need to do that. I hope you find other things that are entertaining to you, and I'm sorry that wasn't me, but let's just agree to not be working for each other and move along.
Wow. Wow. I feel bad for that guy. I really, really do. Man, just nuts. Like, the whole situation is just insane. Man, if you don't like somebody on the internet, don't be a tool. Like the last thing, don't be a tool. Come on, just be better. Be kind. My gosh. All right, what's on the recommended page? Hey,